What if I just like did my freeze frame bit just for
Just
the
No!
2 hours?
yeah.
I just held everyone hostage. Hello, hi, girls, gays, ghouls, and theys. I am Dare, your new storyteller here at Tabletop Titties. This incredible show that is comprised entirely of creatures of the night of marginalized genders. This is Titties by Night, the in Urban Shadows, 2E.
Mm.
Whoa.
I Yeah, I am so excited to be here with this lovely cast. But before we do, I'm going to start by acknowledging that my name is Dare. My pronouns are she, they, they. It is my birthday. I'm 28 now,
Whoa.
and I am coming to you live from the Ute, Cheyenne, and Lipan Apache First Nations. And I will give it to my lovely players. If you don't want to say who your character is yet, if you're someone new, I'm not going to make you. We'll start with Shar.
Don't worry, everybody, because I'm the same old Octavia Miller, the Tremere, whose pronouns are she, her. But in Urban Shadows, I am not a Tremere. I am now playing the Oracle card, which is very exciting.
Whoa.
Who are
Casper?
you? But who are you?
Rachel,
Oh,
my
who
bad.
am I for real?
Yeah,
though?
but who are you?
I'm sure. I use she, they pronouns, and I. Wow.
That's very
And,
funny.
You were excited about Octavia.
There is
Octavia.
only Octavia.
Yeah.
There is
I
only
have-
Octavia.
We have become one. And I'm streaming today from the unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. Thanks, Rachel.
You're welcome.
Rachel, our hero. On to you.
Oh, it's me? Hi everyone. I should have been prepared for this because I knew my name was next in line. My pronouns are she, her. My name is Rachel Theilade, and I'm playing a new character. Her name's Maxine. She's kind of cool. Maybe you'll get to know her a little later on. I am streaming from the territories of the Semiahmoo, Katesy, Coquitlam, Kwantlen, Kakate, and Tuasin First Nations.
Just FYI, your character's name does show up on the overlay, so I feel like you buried the lead hard there.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
It does show up. I
Nothing in
know.
particular.
Don't worry about it. It's cool.
Look, that's
He's
meta
just
for
a
the
little
audience.
guy.
Yeah. That's podcasters won't know what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Uh,
Up next, Casper.
Ocio, I'm CasperDaNBGhost. My pronouns are they, he, and I am on, oh my goodness, I am on the stolen lands of the Muskogee and the Cherokee. Tonight, I am no longer playing Belgium Jerry, the gang girl whose pronouns are fight me, but I am playing a wolf, so
The
that's
more
gonna be
things
fun.
change, the more they stay the same.
So true. Hello, everybody. My name is Katrina. You could also call me Kat. I use any pronoun, and I'm currently streaming from the lands of the Squamish, the Musqueam, and the Tsleil-Waututh First Nations people. Today I am back at it again. We're not going anywhere, not yet. I just got in this game. We are Abbigail Summers, our sweet little gal from New York, who's very excited to bring all of our friends home in a way that's totally not how we anticipated. We'll see what happens.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Her pronouns are she, her, and she is a Ravnos who's now unaware.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Whoa. Hello. My name is Kelly. My pronouns are they, them. I'm coming at you from the stolen lands of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. And I just want to flex the new overlay real quick. Just gonna breathe
do
it
it
in.
up.
Breathe it in.
Please,
So
please do.
Talk your shit. You've earned it.
And I'm playing Riley, who will be introduced as a brand new character. I no longer have the script. I'm off book. I don't have to run the show anymore. And he, she, they's pronouns are what I just said.
Slay. Ooh. Speaking of slays, you know who we love and crushes it all the time? Goodberry Dice. Trying to find that perfect set of gaming dice? Look no further than Goodberry Dice, your one-stop shop for unique and high-quality dice sets. The folks at Goodberry Dice believe in nourishing your gaming experience with dice that sustain your passion and embrace your imagination. Whether you're a seasoned dungeon master or a budding sprout, head to goodberrydice.com for beautiful dice sets that will nurture your fantasy and let your creativity bloom. The Tiddies all received a dice set of their choice. They are very cool. I'll show off one of the ones I had. You can't really see them, but they're blue and they're sparkly and purple and stuff. So freaking cool. Why did I show you two of the dices we won't be using? Why do I have them? I don't know. I've never played the system before, but we're very excited, and I'm very excited to have all their pretty dice next to me. One more time, that's goodberrydice.com. Shibbity babu, but I'm a Goodberry Dice, because we're in the jazz era. That was really good.
Yeah.
Great. I'll work on it.
Of the jazz era, we're going to be listening to some sweet, sweet tunes soon, and that's all thanks to Sirenscape, who helps make our stream more atmospheric by allowing us to upgrade our soundscapes with music, voice lines, any sound effects, you name it, it's on there. Check them out at sirenscape.com for a free and pro version that you're able to use in your home games. Also, if you're watching us live on Twitch right now, I have to remind everyone in the room that it is our new storyteller's birthday, Dare 28, and you should subscribe to support Dare's titties. Not the titties of Tabletop Tiddies as a whole, but just Dare's. You know,
so true.
It's her birthday. She needs the extra support. So please
subscribe.
If you have Amazon Prime, you can get a free Twitch sub every month. And we would love it if you chose to use it on us, because it takes a lot of effort and strength and other things to hold titties up all day. So thank you.
Well, yeah.
Especially double D's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And every time I say titties, it is with double D's. Speaking of, if you want to put clothes over your titties, you should go head over to tabletoptitties.threadless.com because we have merch. That was the best transition I've ever done, ever. Yeah, we have stuff over there that is super cool. Like, we have a bunch of different t-shirts, we got sweaters, we've got like mugs and cool blankets and stuff, and everything you would ever need. Sales happen all the time, so you always get a good deal, and it's always updated with our new stuff. So anytime we'll get new character art and stuff like that, we'll put some stuff up there too. So it'll always be all the new and good stuff with Tabletop Tiddies. So go support the Tiddies and be show that you're a proud Tiddy community member by buying some merch at tabletoptitties.threadless.com.
All right, perfect. And with that, on to a couple of content warnings. Content warnings for today include bodies of water, potential gang violence, threats with firearms, violence to humans, werewolf stuff, and vampire stuff, and ghost stuff, I guess.
No more bees?
I was like, oh my god, no.
Not in episode 1. We could always find our way back at bees.
We'll find some
All
bees.
Right, they'll find
bees
us.
can be found. Bees are on the table. But yeah, with that, I guess, should I do a last time?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Okay. I have the last time is funny because the short answer is we got the fuck out of there. Long answer. Our lovely members of the IOU had time to say goodbye. Jerry, who had been extremely going through it, you know, I think found himself where he most belongs, with the werewolves somehow as a vampire of a man. Leon, my sweet dear Leon, had, you know, talked himself into a situation that there really wasn't a clean way out of. So they decided to plan a little concert. Can you tell I'm doing this on the fly, by the way? Because I think it's a little
See,
obvious.
but it works, though, because you got smooth jazz, so you're just freestyling.
Yeah. Improv. Octavia and her lovely dad, Peter. Peter?
Peter.
If I say it like it's Family Guy, I might remember it easier. Octavia's dad is now joined our crew of Unlife, looking a bit more gnarly now, thanks to, if I want to say the Giovanni's, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assholes.
And and our lovely Evelyn has decided to, let's play the politic game uh, full scale. And with all of our lovely friends deciding there was time to, break the fellowship, as it were, Octavia, Leon, Abigail, one of Evelyn's associates, Marguerite. I'm trying to remember who else left.
Peter.
And Peter, yes.
Peter.
He should have been a ghost. It's so easy for me to forget him. And Peter all shipped off. But as our lovely investigators were in torpor, as they went through a patch of fog, they find themselves in a much different world. And we'll start there. Do we have to do a video, pew, pew, pew? Do I get to say the thing?
We don't have one yet.
Not this time, but you will.
I was ready. I was
Someday.
I didn't know if I had
Soon.
a video, pew, pew, pew. All right. Then we begin. We see the rolling fog of the New York harbor. We see a dilapidated boat slowly, as if a piece of driftwood, getting pushed closer and closer to the bay. Inside, we find coffins, caskets. How were your travel arrangements? I'm going to ask Abigail and Octavia.
Octavia has done this before, and when she does, she usually travels with her bed, which, if those of you that remember, in the IOU was in fact a casket, a very well ordained casket, very, silk interiors. And this time, as I travel, I also have Prophet, who's, I believe his spirit has kind of like imbued itself into me in this moment. Or the moment that we left, I should say, ready to spring into action when I get on land. But yes, I am in a casket.
Abigail had just done this trip maybe like, I don't even know, a month ago. Time hasn't really passed that long. She just went right back to the dock, went up to Baco and went, hey, remember that thing I was just in? Give me that again. And luckily he still had it. And so I'm going back into this box. It's all too familiar, It's like that time we've all been there. You move into a place and you're like, I swear, I can't wait to unpack and stay here for a while. And then something happens, you're like, fuck. But ready to brave it.
Perfect. Amongst the other, I think, sleeping arrangement, we see a unnecessarily ostentatiously ornate casket that is monogrammed on the outside, belonging to one Leon Cavallo, and a more, I would say, simple, less, almost quickly made casket for a recently dead member of our collective family. We see these caskets as they reach the bay, they reach the harbor. We see a couple of curious souls looking at them. A couple of, I can only assume, average, everyday dock hands, looking and noticing, that shouldn't be there. You hear talking amongst them, and you see them leave it alone as the middle of the day turns to night. We see more dock hands. These ones look stockier. These ones look less confused about everything. They seem to have a weapon on their hips as these caskets are taken off the boat, opened up. And I think you all, Abigail, Octavia, Peter, Leon, all feel some drops of blood, almost like hit your lips for a second, even in torpor. I think enough to try to rouse you.
Do I see a face? Oh, I don't see anything.
Well, you
Who
don't.
am I? I'm Octavia.
Octavia does not.
What does it sound like as I emerge from torpor?
I think as you do, you hear muttering, almost people who are like kind of waiting amongst themselves. Like, oh, looks like one of them's starting to wake up. And then I think the next thing you hear is the sound of like clicking or a cocking, maybe of like a mechanism.
I feel like Abigail is not going to be subtle and is going to wake up very similarly to the first round, and it's just kind of like a.
All right, that one's definitely awake.
uh, hey, hey, we made it. Can I look around? Do I see nothing but wreckage?
I think you can absolutely look around. Let me see if there's a move that would be. Are you just trying to do a basic? I'm just looking. I'm just peeping.
Yeah, I'm just awake and I'm just taking it all in. I would like to hope that I'm still in the boat, in our
Yes.
caskets. We're docked. It's nice and calm and like,
Yes. I think in this moment you realize you can feel slight rocking as you are still on the boat, but there's absolutely and you're on your deck, but the deck is quite frankly trash. It
oh,
looks like it looks like time had taken a bat to it. It is in many places rotted, stained with water and just wind, and just looked like it's seen better days. And you know it didn't look bad when you left.
whoa, whoa, whoa. What happened to the Maj Bodge? This spell at all if I don't seem like if it doesn't seem like those people are a threat, I'm gonna like get up.
I
Start
I
looking
think
at
they
the
wait
boat.
for you to get up. I think
Nice.
as you get up, there's a couple people like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's let's relax here for a second. And
Oh,
their hands go to their waist, and you can see guns.
ah.
They look more advanced than yours, than anything you've seen. Some of them even look like gun design has changed in the years, at least since you've seen them, and they don't seem nervous as they have their hands at it. They're warning you. They're not trying to seem
Hmm.
afraid.
Well, I can see we're probably home. This is something that's pretty familiar. Um, Octavia, how are you?
I'm more concerned about my father. I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Did you all wake us up? Thank you.
Well, we're sort of the welcoming party for our little city, especially for folks such as your persuasion, and like makes a little like fanged motion. I
Oh,
think
that's I've never seen anybody do that before. Very cool. I didn't. Do we just? Oh, Octavia, they just they put their little fingies in their mouth and they did a little teeth gesture.
Ah, I see. Fans of the masquerade have awoken us.
Not quite as slick as how we do it, a little more quiet about it, but I like it. I do like it. I do.
I think almost at there's a moment of silence as you hear an ego that is slightly bruised, and someone
Oh,
actually pulls a gun out and points it at you.
oh,
Wow.
We're not
ooh.
jokes here.
I meant nothing of it.
But you're friends, Abigail.
Hmm?
Are these not your
Sorry?
friends?
Do I recognize any of them?
These are all young people, and they're humans. You do not.
Oh,
I think that is the
shit.
other thing. These are all deeply just human ass humans who seem to
Human
know
ass
about
humans.
this.
Nope, they don't look like anybody I ever met. And I didn't know there was a welcoming committee, but
Judging by the accent, you used to be from here. Or you're from here, huh?
yeah, just making my way back home.
When did you leave?
Ooh, I guess it would have been about a month ago or so.
I, I think a few of them break off for a second to like sort of mutter, I think, amongst themselves, giving you, I think, a time to get your bearings as you hear Leon waking up almost unnecessarily dramatically.
Mm.
I am so glad to be awake. Oh,
Leon, I
guns
don't like
already.
this. I think we should go. We have to
Well,
get
I
everyone
mean,
awake.
there are a lot of guns here. And last time I dealt with one of those, that wasn't great. So let's see if we can talk our way out of it first. And I think similar to a few minutes after Leon begins to stir, you hear your father awaken as well, Octavia.
Hmm. Father, something is not quite right, so keep your wits about you.
I feel like there's been a lot of not quite right since everything's happened.
Well, whose fault is that?
Damn.
I don't think he argues with you.
Damn right he doesn't.
I feel like where you last left off, he was still in the doghouse, and it wasn't like fully resolved,
Yeah.
and like time hasn't passed for you. So no, he doesn't fight that. But I think after a few minutes, that muttering stops. Like, okay, so I'm gonna ask you a second question. What year do you think it is?
I don't know, like 18 something.
Okay, you're wrong already.
What?
Nope, nope.
Well, yeah, I don't know the exact year. I don't know. I'm
18 is wrong.
what? 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 Do we go back? Do we travel back in time? What's happening?
Why? All right.
I don't know.
Why is travel back in time your first option?
I don't know. You know, the sea is very mysterious. There's a lot of, there's gotta be magic in there. It just does that. It just does that.
Well, I mean, not backwards. It's the year's 1920, and for some reason you can't quite hear the last one, but it's 1920.
Whoa. What?
Just a barge goes by.
No. How about maybe not? Maybe that's not right. What do you?
Why would I lie to you?
I don't know. Why are you here?
I am employed by the city to see who enters through the harbor. Because, no offense, a lot of people like to do that. You see yourself. I mean, you also left from the harbor. It's what I do.
And
you're
not worried about and I'll do the same gesture.
No, we got things for that. And like gestures once again to the comical amount of guns that everyone has at least one.
For sure. I just mean like, like psychologically, you're not like, ooh, like what does this all mean? Like you just seem very calm.
We've trained for I don't know what the city was like when your day, old lady. It's not like that anymore.
Old lady, what do you? I look damn late 20s. I look great. I mean, I've obviously been sleeping for an odd, I don't even 40 years, but come on. I look over to Octavia. Oh no. I'll look at Leon. I'll go, I look good.
You look great. You look great.
Your aura is very young.
We should maybe circle back. 1920.
Oh yeah. So we were gone
lost 30 years.
Oh no. And then I'm just thinking about our friends back in London that we were going to send letters to. Oh, well, what do we do now?
Well, this is why we're the welcoming committee. We look a little rough and tumble. I get it. I understand. We are also diplomats.
Mm.
And like, as you say, as you hear diplomats, one of them is like just kind of peeing off the side of the harbor. Like, they talk a big game. But I mean, if you're all is the whole crew vampires?
Does it
I'm
matter?
I need to know who to get you in contact with in the city. We have people for this. I'm
Um,
not the vampire liaison. That's not what I do.
the city
So
is so evolved.
sorry. This is very abstract, not how we are used to dealing with things whatsoever. I forgive our hesitations. But yes, that being said, there should be a dog. Did you see a dog anywhere?
That yes, yeah, and like I think there was two people who were like, I don't want to go deal with it, and like go back there, and you just hear vague noises of like angry dog, and like
There he is.
I think from like dealing with the dog, you hear one person just yell, "Can you please call him off? Can you call the dog?"
He's quite a good judge of character, so I'd mind your tongue if I were you.
I,
Prophet, please.
and Prophet just stops and almost as Prophet is one to do, returns to your side.
You stayed. Thank you so much, my boy. And I'll give him many ear scritches to make up for so much time.
You hear vague sounds of happy Prophet. Um, and I think your sort of head, I don't even want to say customs because that's giving this too much respect. But I think you're the leader of the harbor group. I think he's stopped and he said, name's James, by the way. We didn't do like a formal introduction. My name's James. These are the boys.
Hmm.
The boys.
The boys.
James, so lovely to meet you. And I will put out my hand in the direction that I hear their voice coming from.
Yeah. He shakes it. It is a solid firm. It's a working class handshake.
Do I feel any items like rings, jewelry, jacket sleeve, any sort of clothing or anything on this person?
I think you can hear the sound of like a sleeve that is like rolled up. And I think you can feel like a watch and
Hmm.
no ring.
As I touch the watch slightly with the tips of my fingers, I'm gonna activate a move if I can.
Ooh.
Oh, absolutely.
Ooh.
I would like to use an oracle move. I'd like to use psychometry. When you examine an interesting object, roll with spirit. On a hit, I can ask a question from the list below. So I'm hoping that I can gain some insight into this person from his watch.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Give me a spirit roll. That is 2d6 plus 2, looking at your
Oh,
stats.
It's like Limp Biscuit. We're rolling.
Rolling. Come on.
that is a 10.
Ooh.
A success.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
First
Well,
roll of the day.
Yeah.
You get to ask 2 questions.
Alrighty. Definitely. First off, I'm going to ask what secrets or mysteries has this object been privy to? What sort of things does James know that might be beneficial to me?
Never change, Octavia. I love you.
Tell me the answer to the riddle, please.
Now,
Okay. What is your second question? I want to see if I can maybe work them into something
yeah.
together.
My second question is gonna be, what strong emotions have most recently been near this object?
Okay. I think the secrets you see are nothing that would affect you directly in this moment, but you see a meeting led by you can't tell. Once again, this is another human man who is sitting sort of like you see a group of humans sitting in what seems to be some sort of log cabin. And you can I think the view is almost separated from the body, almost if like there's a camera above James here. As you see him fiddling with his watch as he's listening to this meeting, and you hear, well, the answer's simple. We need to make our power more clear. Don't let them know you're afraid. Show them who you are, and don't be afraid to use a little lead. We found to make it hurt. And I think you see in that room as well a group of people who look decently affluent, or well, I guess you wouldn't see it, but I think in sort of the like
Kind of like in
the
my mind palace.
yes, in the Mind Palace, I think there are smells of like expensive perfumes, uh, the really good bourbon that like tells you like these are people with money. They're you're like all of your other senses can feel in some way or another that there is a sense of wealth here. There is a smoke of like expensive cigars. I think the other feeling you get, the strong emotion, is fear in this watch. Not currently, but from a long time ago. Of I think you see a younger man, maybe 13, 14, running away from something in an alley. And you hear like I think the telltale sort of like hiss and like the almost the effect of someone about to use a power. And then you see this like feel this immense sense of relief as you hear, I think, gunshots and then the sound of supportive humans.
Okay. It's a pleasure to meet you, James, and your crew, of course. Thank you so much for awakening us from our deep slumber.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the job. It's what I do. So I can get you all to your people. There's a there's a representative uh who will talk to you about all of this. That good with all of y'all, and like offers a hand out to Leon and Peter and Abigail as well.
I would love to be connected to the Tremere if they're here. I assume there must be a chantry somewhere, though you may not know where its location. Perhaps you know who would know?
Yeah, no, got the vampire guy. He'll help you out. I'll lead you to them. Uh,
Excellent.
and I think after that like miniature stare down, James and the boys walk with you. And I think they are talking almost like this is routine. And I think for the first time, you are getting some of the city. You are hearing sounds that you've never heard before, horns that aren't dissimilar from a train horn, but there's a lot more of them. You're feeling the wind rushing past you of cars, and the wheels don't sound quite like carriages. Abigail, you can see all of this directly. The city you knew is fundamentally different. There are buildings that have begun to reach higher and higher into the sky. There is, I think, a bustle that you haven't seen. What are your initial feelings? I think you can just tell through this walk that things are different.
I just feel like it's such like when we set out to leave, we were like, I was like, at least I know what we're coming back to. And now it's like everything's upside down. I feel like I'm starting to get if it weren't for our welcoming committee, I would probably feel like running in the opposite direction. But it kind of feels like, what the hell did I get us into?
As I walk with with Abigail, I think I'm just whispering to her, trying to be as subtle as possible as I take in the sounds and the smells of the city. These humans are actually hiding their fear quite well, but make no mistake, they are afraid.
Well, that's good to
Not
know because scared humans usually, act the fool.
not as powerful or connected as I think they hope to appear.
Mm.
And Octavia's mind is just running a mile a minute. Like, I have to take care of my father who is already dealing with becoming a vampire just so suddenly, and now losing 30 years of his life, his unlife. Rita was supposed to follow us like 2 weeks later on the boat. Where is she? Is she already at the city? Did she come to the city, not find me, and go back? uh I'm almost panicking, but I'm trying to keep it internal as much as I can, and just, holding Prophet's harness in my hands as we walk the city.
Okay. I think this walk is not terribly long. I think it is 25, 30 minutes. But I think it feels much longer as every twist, every turn, every stop to wait for cars feels alien to you. And then you find yourself in a much, even compared to the initial noise, an area that is much louder compared to that. There is music, there's revelry, all behind shut doors and almost like in curtains drawn in such a way that you know celebration is happening, but you know it's not supposed to be seen. And I think through all of this, you are led into what looks like an old church. Seems like it was a church at some point, but it was renovated or, went out of business or was shut down for whatever reason. And now almost stands as a crude mockery. The windows are like broken out of this place, replaced with, I think, art just shining through them. And as you are led into this, James and the boys are like, well, this is as far as I can go. I get paid to walk you to the door, not to open it. So you hear like the shave and a haircut knock.
Nice.
Well, good
Ultra
luck.
secret code.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah, no worries.
do you see everybody like every night? People just washing up on shore?
Not every night. I mean, like more often than you think, though.
Mm. Do you like your job?
Pays the bills.
Okay, then New York hasn't changed that much. Thanks
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
Any
no worries.
advice?
Um, Watch out. Okay. Actually, we'll give you a little bit of advice. Watch out for City Hall. Lots of humans around there. Lots of humans who are way more willing to hunt someone down, even if it breaks treaty rules.
Hmm.
You don't know about the treaty yet. You'll find out. There's a pamphlet. You'll get it. And then like, just sort of. But I gotta go. I can't leave the boys for too long. They get too rowdy.
Of course. Well, make sure you don't let them know you're afraid. Hmm?
You can almost hear like a sharp inhale of like a
Damn.
in angry muttering. It's like this is why I don't deal with vampire. When it's the werewolves, it's fine. The werewolves are simple and like just arguing to himself on the way on the walk out. And I think you sit outside of that church for a few minutes. And as I think the right level of drama for any vampire, the doors slowly creak open. And you hear you're invited in.
Leon, will you take my arm?
Yeah, of course. Of course. And Leon, I think, well, I think you can feel Leon's nervousness a little. I think this is new. This is a whole new world as well, and you can tell he is still processing in the same, I think, as all of you are.
Mm-hmm.
As he takes your arm, your father at your side, Abigail right next to you all, as you all step inside and you see a pulpit. Sitting up there is, I think, a pretty standard, average looking man. They are wearing a black and white, I think, pinstripe suit and a little hat. And he sort of smiles like, "Oh, are you are you Octavia?"
I'm glad my reputation precedes me despite the 30 years that I have been inactive. Indeed. And I will do a customary bow as if meeting a prince of somewhere in Europe.
There
A
is
prince
that
of
love.
somewhere.
You know, any of the cities. The vampire prince, not like the typical
Yeah.
like king queen prince.
Yeah, fuck the crown.
Or like a plant if you're in
Yeah.
D&D world.
The only crown we the only crown we like is on the ends of vampire teeth. Am I right?
Like Jerry's.
Lord. But I think in that moment, sort of a Abigail, as he points to you as well.
That's me?
Okay. Leon Cavallo. Octavia's dad.
Peter.
Yes. And you see like writing that, like making a note. Yes. Well, Peter Miller. Lovely for you all to meet me. I am, you may call me Gio or Gio Giovanni. I am, yeah. No, and like almost immediately puts his hands up, like, I know what you're thinking. Yes, related to those Giovannis, the London Giovannis.
You
I,
don't
I've,
even know
I've,
my father's name?
they didn't include it in the note.
I see.
I look, I can't, no accounting for family. Uh, I am sorry you had to deal with them. They're a lot. Family reunions are a pain. The London branch really thinks they know more than me and more than us here in the city, just because they're closer to Italy, where Mama Giovanni is. Either way, none of that's family stuff. Welcome, welcome to the city. I am the resident, and I think he takes a second. Liaison for new members of the night, namely vampires. Kindred, I guess, is what you say.
Yes.
We
Thank
just
you.
call them vampires here now. After the Dracula, it went too big. Too many people liked it. The game's different out here.
It was quite strange, wasn't not, Abigail, that we were met with humans, with the kind, upon our awakening.
Yeah, they did this. They did this. And I was like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah, no. The masquerade's gotten a lot different. I mean, Nosferatu came out, and people really like Nosferatu. You don't, and like almost hits himself in the head. You don't know about movies yet. Sorry, that's a lot. That's a lot for you right now.
Movies.
What
I
is a
can't wait to
movie?
learn.
Is that like when you move, but with an E? You're like,
So it's like imagine if pictures kept moving like just simultaneously in a row, just
no.
consistently.
What?
Yeah, so I'll have to show you. It'll be a thing. We'll have to. That'll be part of the whole thing.
They had movies. We did a scene with a movie. They didn't have the
The talkies. Just insert the talkies that whole
Talkies.
time. It's fine. It's fine.
But yes, there's a lot for you to learn. And thankfully, I had heard from James and his aforementioned voice that you are going to be new here, Abigail. I'm certain you are out of sorts, and I think Abigail, you know Geo like barely. Like I think in your time, Gio Giovanni was like just a guy. I don't know. You weren't a vampire for long, right?
Not too long.
Yeah. Gio was like a guy who was in the Giovanni family, but not the Giovanni family was not anything of note. They were the they were just like a couple of vaguely Italian vampires that like some people like knew and mostly like talking to them because their accents were a little funny
Nice.
versus like anyone really hanging out with them or them
Mhm.
having any real political power. But he looks at all of you. I will, if you give me a little bit of time, I can have some people to sort of give you a lay of the land. I can have you a home to rest in. I assume you need that. It's been 30 years for you all, right? Something like that.
So should we sleep more? I mean, you're right though. We could relax for sure.
Well, yeah, you can kick your feet up. I have to go reach out to a couple of people to give you the full tour of the world of night, as it were. And I think, are you hungry? Do you need to
Quite.
eat more? Okay,
Yes,
okay.
please.
What are your dietary needs?
Any animal for myself.
Animal. Okay. Do you need it fresh or can it be like cold?
Either or is fine.
Abigail, you?
Um, it just gotta. I usually just raid a place. They put in a little baggie and I stick it with a straw. I go, you know.
Okay. We okay. Uh, and then like Leon, of course, gives his order, which is needlessly complicated and a little too fancy. Oh, and did we establish, Kelly? I'm going to bother you for a second. That any did Peter have any particular dietary restrictions?
I did hint that after eating cows, he didn't feel particularly
Yeah.
fulfilled. So
Okay.
loosely hinted that maybe his tastes were a little bit more on the human side.
Okay. And I think your father sort of complains about the taste of cow, and like, okay, and I'll be back. And then I think he leaves and comes back with like not juice boxes, but like blood bags.
Yeah. Capra Suns, Capra Suns.
And
Not
like,
invited, not invented till 1969, by the way. I did just look that up.
Nice.
oh yeah,
Not in
it's
this
good to know.
universe.
Look, people popped open a bag and drank it even earlier than the Capri Sun technology. Uh, and I think hands you all like various blood bags. They're all labeled so you know that it treats for everyone's dietary needs. We try to run things here with a degree of civility. Don't ask how we get it.
Have you been in communication at all with Europe, particularly London?
As much as I don't want to be, yes.
Excellent. I'm hoping to make send a letter back to our dear Evelyn as soon as possible.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I can get some couriers ready to send some letters out for you. Things have gotten faster. Mail's gotten faster. That's good news for you.
Quite.
But I will be a moment. I just need to wrangle up some people to help you and uh, have a seat. And I think Geo goes and steps out to go wrangle a couple of people, and I want to cut to them now.
Oh, are we all
Who I
together?
want,
Dun, dun, dun.
Hell yeah.
I yeah, I think there's a place in which all three of you would be.
Cool.
I think.
I like it.
Is this the day you're working, Billie? I'm curious. Or are you off?
Yeah, I'll be working. Sure not.
Okay. Can you tell me about your establishment then?
It is a underground speakeasy run by the local werewolf pack. They let me do my poetry.
Open mic night.
Yeah, open mic nights. You know, I call that work. Okay, Dare.
Oh no! Look. You're security, and you have a song in your heart. That's okay.
Hey, tips
Yeah,
are
so
accepted.
they have open mic nights. It's a place where like artists can come through who are not huge in it's like we're blues singers and jazz singers. We get a lot of black artists hopping in here.
Love to see it.
Like Howlin' Duggan freaking loves jazz music and the blues. So yeah, he is like, yeah. Our current headliner is the Lucille Bogan, whose famous song is I just had it too. Till the cows come home. If you look it up, you will not be disappointed. I encourage everyone here to look it up. But yeah. I work at the Tooth and Nail. Yeah.
By the way, I think it is the premier speakeasy if you're looking for a very good jazz scene, one that is more accommodating for black artists, that, as you said. Maxine, what are you doing here?
Oh, you know, I think I probably just recently fed on some drunk guy and now I'm feeling a little tipsy. My vampire way of finding joy at the bottom of a bottle, so to speak. Not doing so good in life. I had my vaudeville show was not doing so hot, and I'm feeling the blues. And I'm here because I'm here to support my best friend Billie in their art. That's what I'm here for. And I think at the end of their act, I will definitely give like a applause that maybe is too much.
I think as you give applause, I think the camera pans up to show like a full view of Maxine. What does she look like?
So Maxine has got like gorgeous red finger wave hair, like in the classic flapper girl style. So she's got like the headband, she's got a bit of a like feather thing going on here at the inner hair. She's got the kind of short dress with the very nice fringe on it. It's black and red, but the red fringe kind of gives the vibe that it could be veins, but it's not. Don't worry about it. She's got these really nice looking heels, but if you look close enough, you can see they almost match her skin tone, and the heel looks a little bone-like. So it's unclear whether or not they are just a part of her. But otherwise, she just looks like a normal flapper girl. She's got like gorgeous, like angular features, the Cupid doll lipstick, the very smoky eyeshadow. And she's just here to have a good time and support my friend.
And I think the camera swings to our lovely poet, Billie. What does he look like?
Billie was assigned female at birth, but they tend to bind their chest down. They're always dressed in like their nice pinstripe suit. So they've got like their black shirt with a collar, a matching tie, a vest, a jacket. Right now their jacket is on the back of Maxine's chair to reserve their seat because that was their seat and Maxine just took it.
Keeping it warm for you. It's okay. I can.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It was
okay.
It's what Maxine does, and I was like, at first I was annoyed, but it's like it's nice to have someone who's super supportive. So I'm like, all right. Yeah, they wear a newsy cap because during their day job they hawk newspapers. It's what they do. Look, open mic night doesn't pay bills, so, and it's better than being a maid. So, oh sweet. Yeah, there are a lighter skinned werewolf with who always has cuffs on for those rough nights.
Wonderful. And I think as you are giving one of your telltale performances, I believe it is probably a fixture at the Tooth and Nail. Is like we're gonna have it would be weirder for you not to be there. I think at this point you have built up somewhat of a reputation as like you're the poet who's going to go up there and at least do something. I think as we see Maxine, maybe a couple of sheets to the wind, being very supportive. Where do we see Riley in all of this?
So currently Riley is not in corporeal form, and is just sort of like hanging out next to Maxine, who anyone who is supernatural or otherwise aware, I was trying to not use that word, anyone who might be particularly keen on sensing ghosts knows that Riley is there, but can't necessarily like perceive them fully. But we see a smoky gray and black form, very ambiguous and waifish, with like coiffed hair to the side that has sort of been like ruffled up a bit. She is wearing a button up with a nice collar, and long sleeves that have been rolled up just past the wrist, and some nice slacks, but no shoes. And there is black, almost like tar, just seeping out of their mouth and eyes, behind their circular glasses. They perpetually look calm, but also morose all the time. And they're just sort of watching Billie perform, not really literally not creating a presence, but just sort of hanging out in this space as something to do for the night, not really knowing where to go outside of Maxine's radius.
I think as we find all of you in this sort of, I don't know, feeling of banality, this is pretty day to day for a lot of you.
Mm-hmm.
Billie has poems, Maxine has ambition, and Riley is kind of vibing.
Just here.
And I think as you all are sort of sitting here in this, you hear, I think, the door open and you see Giovanni. And he is sort of talking. You can overhear him sort of having not a spirited, but at least a quick discussion with, let me pull up name for characters I have made. Howling Duggan. Sort of like, well, yeah, they are from London and they've been around for a while, but they're new to the city. And I'm wondering, you have anyone you trust to help show them around? They're good people.
Riley is immediately drifting over at the sense of rumors, and is just trying to get as close as possible to observe what's going on, hopefully out of the range of the Giovanni senses of arguably enhanced spiritual connection.
I think, I want you to actually roll for this. Roll to keep your cool.
All right.
I think, unless you have a move that is better suited for it.
Nah.
Yeah,
Wait, actually, no, I don't.
Okay.
As soon as Giovanni steps in, I'm gonna dip off stage and be like, "Oh, and thank you, everyone." Woo!
Ooh, I got a 6.
Okay. So I think you think you're being stealthy, which is the scariest type.
I'm very dumb, so that would make sense.
Did you remember that thing we talked about earlier? Is this partially infecting your decision making?
What time of day is it?
It's night. It's like full
Yeah,
swing of
then
night.
I think I've begun to imbibe.
Yes. You are imbibing on.
It actually might be like wearing off because I think I use it more in the day while all of my friends are
Okay.
not here. So it's probably like
Yeah.
wearing off.
You have been, I think, sort of enjoying a state of relaxed inebriation for a lot of this. As you, I think, before you even realize, begin just drifting over because you love hot goss. And as you hear this going of like, well, yes, they've been apparently asleep for 30 years, and they have connections to my family back in London, and they are, you know, they have done some big moves. A whole prince died because of some of their work. They are considerable people to have in the city, and I think we should at least make sure we know what they're after and why they're here. And even if they're just looking for a second chance, I want to stay on their good side for now. And I think Howland's like, yeah, no, that doesn't seem like a bad idea. What do you need? Do you need like muscle? Like I can throw someone at you to help keep an eye on them. Yeah, I think that'd be good. And I can make a request to somebody and in exchange for giving them a favor they need. So yeah, we'll do that. And I think you see a handshake as Geo makes his way over to Maxine and Howling makes their way over to you, Billie.
Geo, how's it going? Long time no see.
Hello, Maxine. Always lovely to see you. How's the vaudeville going?
Oh, the hustle. You gotta keep at it. You don't become famous in a night.
Yeah, yeah. Well, then, do I have an opportunity for you? My family knows people. Giovanni's name. We go back to the old country, and maybe I could tell you about a little birdie I've heard about who's making moves. If you keep an eye and on some new residents of the city.
Sure. Who do you have in mind?
Well, I know you are quite taken with Dracula.
Oh, yes, my fiance. Yes, I am very taken
Yes.
with him.
Well, when's the last time you've heard from him?
Oh, he's very busy. He's a count.
Yeah,
That's basically royalty in Europe, right? So, like, of course he's busy. I haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah. Well, let's just say if I can maybe put a Giovanni stamp of approval on that letter, might might be able to fly through a little bit easier if you help me out with the thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And then I think you hear the muttering of plans as you are told to go to, this old church. I think at that same time, Billie, you see Howling Duggan, who is, I think, even amongst werewolves, massive. I think if you were to go like for a face cast, someone who is Idris, very, very Idris Elba in looks, like a bit older, a bit gray, as he sort of puts his hand on your like shoulder a little too forcefully, not intentionally. He's just like this. Billie,
Hey.
hey, how's it going, my friend? How you doing? Poetry's going great. Love to hear it.
Yeah, no, thanks for the opportunity, Duggan,
Yeah.
Howland, bought, sir.
It just look, boss, Howland, Duggan, all of it works. It's good. It's good. But I do need to ask a little bit of a favor. Yeah, I assume you're. Do you love passing out papers?
No.
Then let's say we do a bit of a restructuring of your career roles for now. We're going to shift some of your expectations.
Y- So
You're not
you know
getting
the
fired.
that's great. That's fantastic. You know me and the Giovanni folks. We got history, right? Like I
I
did work
know, I
for
know,
that one. Oh yeah, okay.
I know. But the thing is, you work for me, and me and Gio are good. But if Gio were to mess with you, then you know what's gonna happen, right?
uh, uh, there's no in this, is there?
Well, and like he doesn't say it, he just gives you a look of like,
Yeah, then I'm so excited about this opportunity. I will not let you down, sir.
perfect, and I'll put a good word in for Gio. You
Thanks.
know, this is how we build bridges. We work and we make, and I think he starts trying to lecture you, almost giving you career advice. And he tells you to meet at the exact same place, the old church that Gio sort of has made his home base. Riley,
I listen
Yeah.
to the direction, but I don't listen to the career advice.
perfect. I figured. Riley, you overheard these conversations.
Mm-hmm.
You just going to go there?
Um, is I'm gonna do whatever Maxine does, and once we get there, if I'm needed, I'll make myself available.
Perfect. Then I think what we see after about an hour of Octavia, Peter, Leon, and Abigail just sitting. There were pamphlets in Braille as well, sort of welcome to the city, listing out some of the various factions, the names you should know. As you've been glancing, reading over this, I think you hear the door open again, and you hear Gio say, "I've brought friends." And on that, we will take a break.
Dun-dun-dun.
Thank you so much for
Hey.
being here for the first half. I get some water, take a bio break. Can't wait to see you guys on the back half to see what's gonna happen.
I'm so excited.
I'm all right. Take care.
Bam.
See you soon. Hello, welcome back, everybody. We are, I'd say, on the back half of our first episode of Urban Shadows, second edition.
Woohoo!
So we're just gonna jump right back into it. As you've seen the door open, and Gio Giovanni says, "I've brought some friends." Abigail, you see two figures in front of you. Uh, sort of. Is Billy young? He feels young to me.
Yeah, Billy's like um early 20s, like like 1920. Like homie's
Okay.
trying to do his best.
Yeah, you see a relatively like young person in front of you as they I don't know, seem more harangued to be here than willing. And you see Maxine, a you I think you can tell vampire instantly. I
Especially
don't know
since
how would you
I
describe her
also
vibes.
I also pull out a fan, like a hand fan that's made completely out of flesh, just to have a vibe, just to be like, just fanning myself. Very obviously not human.
And weirdly enough, Octavia, you feel another presence there. I would say the feeling is calm and morose. Weirdly enough.
Oh, is this they stick out as different than the two other figures that walked into
Yes.
the room?
These two were announced and you can like feel the auras of them. This one feels like one that is, I would say, off to the side, if that makes sense. Would you agree, Riley?
Yeah, just sort of like in like an RPG, when your like third or fourth party member is just in the scene in the background,
Standing there with no emotion, just like
just dripping a little bit.
Hmm. Okay. I'm not going to comment on it, but I do clock it.
Hey there, old timers. How's it going? You feeling at home yet?
Well, these pamphlets certainly helped a bit, but I'm more of a talk and learn as I speak with others, so glad to have more friends.
That's great. Yeah, why don't we start the tour? How are we feeling about that? Let's go and show you the ropes.
Of course. I'd love to see where the Tremere gather here, if you're able to point them out to me.
Do I know where they are?
I would say things are a little bit weird now with
Yeah.
the city is a bit more willing to commingle, whether through clenched fist or not. And I think by that, the Chantry is more of it's definitely in the university area of the hub, but it is definitely more of a all-purpose. If you are someone who's real about magic, we let you in. So that means there's also human wizards there, and the occasional fey creature who's like very curious about the little trinkets. So like Tremere still are a pretty sizable like population of the people who go there, but it's not all Tremere anymore.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, the magic shit. Yeah, we can show you that kind of stuff. It's a little different now though. It's not just them in there.
As I said, new friends are something I aspire to daily. And before we go, or like if it seems like Maxine's gathering us to start this tour, I would like to I think while we were going over these pamphlets and assessing our surroundings, I'd like to use the study a place of power move, which says when you study a sanctuary, gathering spot, or place of power, roll with the circle that controls it. On a hit, you see below the surface to the reality underneath. The MC will reveal an area, NPC, or item located within that is not what it seems.
Whoa.
But I need to know, is this night or is this power that we're in right now?
I would say you are in firmly in night right now. You are in
Night.
downtown at the moment.
Okay, so I have a 0 in this, so I'm just rolling 2d6s. I need a 10 or more. I got a 7. Dang it!
Okay, so on a hit, you still see below the surface, and you are wanting to check out the Giovanni like church.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
This church that we're in, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, item NPC or
area that isn't what it seems.
okay. Nope, I know exactly what this item is. There is a small, I think, inside of like in the office. So you're sensing it without even seeing it or knowing where it's at. There is a small, well-maintained bound letter that was made and like I think reinforced with magic in particular, so you know that nothing bad would happen to it. And I think the pull of that magic is weirdly familiar to you, Octavia. It rings familiar for some reason.
Okay. I'm used to sensing auras of things that I'm not necessarily able to interact with as soon as I would like to. So I just file that away in my mind palace, and I get up to follow Maxine.
Perfect.
I'm gonna get slightly uncomfortably close to Abbigail, and just sort of like look at their appearance, being that everybody else sort of looks more English. My understanding of what British people look like, yet this person seems to be more New Yorker.
Can I sense anything? Do I feel anything?
Let me see.
It says, so I'll read you out what manifest is. Regular people can't sense or interact with you unless they manifest. Supernatural creatures and perceptive mortals usually know you're present, but can't affect you without magical tools or special powers. And then I can choose to manifest if I wish. So I feel like, yeah, you probably know I'm there.
Yeah, you can feel this.
feel it, but I can't see. That's
There's a
very
presence in
interesting.
front of you right now, just sort of
Yes,
like eyeing.
uncomfortably close.
I think you'll probably just see Abbigail go, "Hey, what the fuck is what?" Oh, well,
I'll kind of like whisper under my breath, "Psst, Riley, what are you doing?"
This one looks different.
Oh yeah. Are you a local? You look like a local.
I mean, it's been a little bit, but yeah, I'm actually from here.
Wow. Well, welcome home. Oh, where are my manners? My name's Maxine. Maxine. Maxine Dracula. I'm engaged. All right. I'm just letting everybody know. It's kind of a big deal.
Wait,
Anyways.
whoa, you to like the guy?
You heard of
like
my fiance? Oh, everybody's heard of my fiance. Who am I kidding? He's famous.
This is wild too because I feel like Abbigail probably had never heard of Dracula, only knows what it has like what Jerry says or what people say about it, and I'm just kind of like, oh, I heard of him. Seemed like a nice fella. I'm very congratulations.
Thank you so much. He's such a busy man. I'm just preparing everything for when he's free to come back to New York, and then we're gonna live happily ever after. It's gonna be amazing. Anyways, I should let my other friends introduce themselves. I'm talking way too much.
Yeah, you guys stare as you look at Billie. Billie is just staring at Prophet, and Prophet is staring at Billie. like if you're bringing two dogs together and they're just like they're brand
very
new.
territorial dogs, just like, this is my house.
Riley didn't notice there was a puppy. And is gonna now turn and walk over to the puppy while focusing on how impolite they're being. And he's gonna like bend down and start brushing the dog without being able to touch it. And I am going to voluntarily give myself 1 point of trauma so that I can manifest so that people can hear me, see me, and physically interact with me. And what it basically is going from nobody sees anything to like this transparent, almost like photo being like, what's it called? In like the red room when the photo
developed.
A photo being developed into this like haunting visage of like a corpse with like black blood coming out of their orifices. It almost looks like life comes back into them as a thin little cute jacket appears on their body, like black flats appear on their feet, and a nice brown leather messenger bag appears on his side, and then I can physically pet this dog.
Wow.
Hi,
whoa.
I'm Riley. What's the dog's name?
Oh, this is Prophet. He, same as me, does enjoy making new friends, especially those of your nature.
Something's keeping him here.
That would be myself. We're deeply connected.
Oh, that's nice. It's a sweet little boy. And you were Octavia, and
that's correct.
You were Leon.
This is, yes, Leon, my dear friend.
And
Leon bows.
Kind of like narrows her eyes at the dad.
Peter is also here, and Abbigail.
I'm gonna write that name down. Peter.
He's got a familiar feeling to him. It's nice to meet you. Welcome to New York.
How did you do? How did you like, were you, what?
Oh,
Riley's dead.
What?
Yeah, I'm quite dead.
You never seen a ghost before?
No. How long have you left? How long has it been since you've been in New York? We're full of ghosts.
How since when? What do you
there's a lot of
like
ghosts
maybe 30
here.
years. Well, I'm sorry. I'm catching back up.
Oh, you got a lot to learn.
I can introduce you to Francine. She's quite nice.
Another ghost?
There's a support group. We like to chat.
That's great. I mean, that's awesome. That's very cool.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No disrespect. We're just catching up.
Don't really manifest themselves in quite this physical way. So
Really?
Wait,
it's a
you've met
pleasure
other
to make your
ghosts?
acquaintance. Quite a few.
Oh, I like you already.
I knew we would be fast friends.
Well, maybe you can help me figure out why I can do this, but I'm being rude. We should show you around the city, maybe.
Of course.
Y'all might wanna, and like Billie points to Leon and Octavia, change.
Oh, I like
get
it.
clothes.
But is there a problem with my outfit?
It's just a little old-fashioned.
Yeah, you're gonna stand out.
We can
I
go
usually
shopping. It'll be
do.
so much fun.
I think it would be too expensive to change your appearance.
Don't worry, darling. I am very confident with the way I present myself. I haven't changed in 30 years. I don't expect me to change anytime soon.
Yeah, New York
weren't
got
you-
a lot more eclectic since the 1700s or wherever all you are from.
Do people not wear bobs anymore? And I touch my
Oh
hair.
no, your hair is perfect.
That's all I need.
I think Leon takes a second to look at Maxine. And it's like, we can do a fashion thing later. Give me like 2 weeks to get some money back. I don't know how far the pound has fallen here, but give me a little bit of time and I'll
We'll get you
scrounge
sorted.
something.
It's all good. Yeah.
Perfect. But yes, you motley crew, all five of you, and extended family and NPCs, are off to check out the city. Which hub would you like to see more of? You are currently in downtown.
Yeah,
Of other
downtown,
major
I'm pretty
hubs?
sure is my territory. So
Yes, downtown
not
is
like I
the
can even-
collective territory that all of you know well.
We
Or
should,
if you'd like to explore more of downtown, we can absolutely do that.
we should probably show off downtown since all three of us are more
From here?
embedded in here
Yeah.
than any
sure.
of the other ones.
Perfect. It would be very fun if you tried to get the one you just didn't know like that.
I go to the art
I was like,
district,
let's
but
go
it's
to
scary.
the magic place.
Maybe we end there.
Yeah.
All right. So I think as you all explore more of downtown, I do think one of the first places I'd recommend is the Tooth and Nail. That's a hub of nightlife and activity.
It's that awkward time where you leave a bar and then like an hour later you come back.
Come
and you're like,
back.
Let's go. Still got a seat.
Yeah.
We just said goodbye. Now we're back. Oh man.
Yeah.
Storyteller, can we have Riley would very politely ask the others to describe their story, but since that's like 3 seasons long, can we pretend that they did describe their story
Yes,
along the way?
yes.
All right.
I think you get a star wipe
Cool.
specifically, and that ends with Abigail, could you say? And that's what's happened to us so far.
And that's what's happened to us so far.
Wow.
Of course, it was Dracula that killed the prince. What a man.
So-
Wait,
He
can you
left quite
clarify
an impression.
something? Was
Oh, he does.
I just need a clarification real quick. Was he dating the tall the tall guy with the mustache? What was happening with that there?
It was honestly unclear.
I mean, from what Maxine has said, it sounds like they have a pretty open relationship.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know how many wives he has back at home, honestly.
But you're
But I'm going to
you're-
join them real soon.
you're
You wait and
probably his
see.
favorite, I would say.
I am.
Yeah. I'm gonna wave as we enter to the bartender as we enter the Tooth and Nail.
Yeah, I think the bartender, she's like a large woman with almost I think there's variation in like the werewolves. And like some are very wolfy, some look closer to other types of like animal. Sometimes I think like she has almost a bit of a mane, like her natural hair is just very big. As she lets y'all in. Welcome to the Tooth and Nail. Please don't kill each other. Please don't break anything. If you do, you might get chomped. Don't get chomped. It's really bad for you. You get one. Have a good
Get
stay.
one.
One chomp.
If Jerry were here, it would be over already.
I mean,
Maxine, you must tell me more about this new relationship that you have with mortals here. Everything is so familiar. It's not what I'm used to. Not what I would assume Dracula was used to either back in the day.
Yeah, he's definitely more traditional. Yeah, New York's gotten pretty open with things. There are just some people who know about things. There are some people who think they know and they just don't really pay much attention to it. They've got bigger things going on. So they don't really look into it that much. It's a lot easier to just go about your business. Obviously, you have to be careful when you're feeding and stuff. You don't want to be leaving bodies everywhere because it's still a crime to murder people. I don't know how you guys feed, but yeah, just be careful. Be discreet. Find some people who can help you out.
I will say a thing you also absolutely learned in the reading of brochures is that necessarily feeding in certain areas has an increased risk of running to hunters. There are people who specifically prowl the streets at night, making sure vampires are not in their territory hunting, or any sort of creature that hunts, for that matter. So there are definitely like the vampire specific brochures you give them have like been told, don't eat here, don't go there to eat, and across various districts, just for your own warning.
Yeah, I think I'd add, like, you read the brochures, right? The places they told you not to go, don't do it.
You also, meeting people really helps, but if you want to just stick with, I don't know, other vampires, it's probably easier. You said that one of your friends he had a devil in him. I mean, all that's cool, but the devils are pretty mean sometimes. You might not want to interact with them.
They can be kind of weird.
Yeah.
There's also those ones that sound like your friend, the one that kind of went for a walk in the sunlight. He sounded like one of those Sunseeker people. We don't normally mess with them around these parts.
Yeah,
they're a little.
They're a bit eccentric.
There you go.
They do sound a bit like your friend Imogen. They're trying to become less vampire-y.
Yeah, taking it to a bit extreme, don't you think? Just walking right into the sun like that?
Yeah, that's dumb.
That's how you die.
Yeah. Well,
For real
again.
this time.
Mm-hmm.
And Billie, this is your home here that we're having the pleasure of interacting with today?
I mean, I don't live here. I just, work here occasionally.
Occasionally. Apologies.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, yeah, like 9 times out of 10 you can find me here.
Well, then please paint the scenery for me. What are my eyes looking at?
There's Bertha behind the bar. She's a big lady. Really nice if you pay her. If you don't, she's not nice.
That's how you get chomped. Also, if you don't pay her for the things she gives you, you get chomped.
It uses your one pretty quickly. It's not worth it.
And then like I don't.
Would you like to call and help?
I'm sorry. I thought you were
an amazing poet too. You are amazing, and you are selling yourself short. This is where you perform, honey.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So I was here earlier. They had an open mic time. There's a stage, and like I'm pointing, but you're blind, so it's not translating well. There's a stage. Sometimes a band plays. It's mostly jazz, blues, whatever's hot. Couple of tables around here. Then there's a backstage, but no one really sees that. Ain't got no windows in this place to help with the night folks. Look, I don't know what you want from me.
Anybody who's anybody or who's gonna be anybody performs here. So Billie is gonna be somebody. And you already are somebody. I cried. That poem made me cry. Did you hear how hard I was clapping?
Yeah, I hear you, Max. I always hear you.
I think as you talk about the music, I think inadvertently it's almost comically timed as everyone sort of hushes up as it's time for a performance. Uh, forgive me if has the name Gloria been used for any of the Giovannis?
I don't think so.
No.
Beautiful. As you can tell, I'm already a slut for alliteration, so this will continue. I think the missus of the Giovanni family, Gloria, begins to perform, and it's I think a slow soul song, and almost you know a Toreador when you hear one. You know there is magic, there is power in this song, as it is. I think mourning a time gone by, and I think you can all feel it, and it sits I think in the pit of who all of you are. There is some deep tragedy that resonates with anyone who is in a place like this. That I think all of you feel for a moment, this sense of magic in loss and pain overcome you. And, and I think as she performs, the entire room grows still and the song ends, and you hear enthusiastic applause from Geo in a almost a roped off VIP area. He looks at you and gives you like a little wave of like, this is not you are not his problem at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But the room, the vibes have definitely changed. And I think what you see is a more dour turn of this room. Gloria walks off stage, and then almost to a fault, you hear the banging on the door at the front of this establishment.
Is it usually that loud? Oh.
No.
Is it aggressive?
I think you hear, the bouncer open the door, and you see a human wearing all black. I think there's a bits of not quite like almost of a hide armor or something. It does not look modern. And they make eye contact directly at Abigail and Octavia, Leon and Peter, the old guard of you. You the new guys, right? The new old guys or the old new guys?
Maybe who's asking?
No one who says who's asking isn't the person I'm looking for.
I said maybe as well, but what?
Yo, you know this guy. What's the big idea?
They don't say anything to either of you as they step forward. They hand you a small like note card, almost like a business card. To Abigail and Leon. There's one in Braille for Octavia as well.
Ooh.
And one for Peter. I was just told to deliver this. I'm a courier. It's none of my business.
Wait, who hired you, bud?
Not gonna say that. Looks, and I think the bouncer almost is hackles raised, almost ready to attack. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Just had to do a job. You get it. Turns around and walks out.
Can I like catch his scent and like stored in the Wolfie memory banks or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
But
Storyteller, would it
Yeah.
be taking away too much from the scene if I decided to unmanifest and maybe tail this person for a little bit?
I think you can.
All
I
right.
don't. I think you can.
Okay. I was gonna say if not, I can just still be sad about the song.
No, I think you can. I
Alright.
think you can
then
tail off.
the sort of like, again, just the body, my entire body just looks like it decays into a corpse until it fades off into nothing. And I will proceed to just lazily follow this person, leaving the rest of them behind.
Does that she'll be back.
Did we get
They
a
do
name
that.
of that person?
Nope.
They weren't
Nope.
given names.
I
And
tried.
I read. I trail my fingers on the card that I was given.
It gives an address, and it says shelter on there.
Whoa.
How
Not ominous at
mysterious.
all.
And you two don't know. 3 don't know this person.
Well, they said they were a courier for someone, so I don't know all the couriers in this city. It's a big city.
Yeah, and
Don't
he didn't
know.
answer me.
Possible they're working for somebody we know, but we don't know because they
Yeah,
didn't say.
What the heck were they wearing?
What do you mean?
What the?
Oh, like the armor thing?
Yeah.
It's New York.
I mean,
People
they're
wear stuff.
it was pretty old. It was pretty out of time, but I mean, they probably don't want to get. They looked like just like they smelled like a human, right? Like
Yes,
yeah, they
this
probably just
is
didn't
a
want to get.
human.
They probably just didn't want to get ate by us.
All right. Well, should we finish the tour or should we check out this address?
Where's the address? Let me see. Is it on the way to other places? We could probably do. both.
It's in downtown.
Oh, it's here.
Yes, it is. I don't know how well you know the streets. I will say if you are well versed, it's kind of off. It's a building in a small alley. Like it's very nondescript. So it's one you would not think about.
I'm not familiar with this place. I should go, Billie. Like, do you know where this place is?
Is it anywhere near like the werewolf distillery area?
It's sort of it's like the edge of downtown, like where the some of the other speakeasies start getting less and less, and like it's closer to dead there. Like that it's towards the way people walk when they're leaving downtown.
Like this is like you wouldn't know this because there's nothing fun here.
Oh, okay. Well, we can. Maybe it's a good idea to check it out if we're all together. Like, if these people knew you were here just from you being here, maybe they can't. Or if we don't go, they might just follow you.
Oh yeah. Oh crap. Are they gonna have to stay in my place?
Oh, I wouldn't put that on you. You already do so much for me. We'd figure something out for them.
It would be easier if they stayed at my place, wouldn't it?
I don't
Yeah,
want to be a
kind of.
burden on anyone, so
I've already got one vamp. What's a few more?
That's me. I'm
I
that
will
one
tell
vamp.
you if anyone has anything that they can use to try to suss out these cards, see if there's any magic hidden on them. I
well,
will
let
allow
me
so.
tell you.
I know. I just wanted to give you a little hand.
I use psychometry.
All right, make another roll for me.
Okay. Oh no. 4 plus 2, 6. I fail. I only get to ask
Yeah.
one question on a 7 to 9, but I only got 6.
I think
Oh, here, wait. On a miss, ask 1, but the answers you get overwhelm you. Take -1 ongoing for the scene.
Ooh.
okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're getting
no.
knowledge. Ask a
Hey.
question then.
Um, I'm just reading the options here. I could ask what's the history of this object, which is pretty good. Or what secrets or mysteries has this object been privy to, which I'm hoping will tell us a bit more about, like, regarding ourselves holding this card and what's
Hmm.
going on. What's it meant for us? So
Okay.
maybe I'll choose that. What
Okay.
secrets or mysteries has this card been privy to?
I think as part of this being a failed roll, it's going to be a little kind of disconnected, disconcerting, hard to fully parse, but you'll get the gist, and it's going to hurt. This, the secrets mysteries, these cards are weirdly enough part of a labor of care. Despite the manner in which they were delivered, you can feel emanating off of these. These were made by people in secret and sort of given to each other over hush whispers, almost like a in case of emergency or break in case of this event happens. These were these cards were a contingency.
Okay. Um, I don't, you don't have to answer this, but does it seem like in the way that this is for if something bad happens in the future I should go here, or this is more meaning like that because we've been given this card it's well meaning and something that we should actively pursue now?
I would say it's the latter.
Okay. Well, I'm sensing something from our esteemed colleague that we've yet to meet, that this was definitely an olive branch, a safe haven. I'm very curious. Perhaps before we do clog up your home, Billie, let us take a peek at this area.
Uh, can I, storyteller?
Mhm.
Can I just based off the scent of the dude try to figure someone out?
I'll allow the attempt.
Cool. Like, I just want to figure out if he's like scared or anything like that. I got a 10 on the die, and
Okay.
I don't think I'm mindful, but I got a 10 on the die, so
Okay. And there's no negatives to worry about, right? Let me make
I don't
file.
think so. I
Okay,
can ask
perfect.
two. Wait,
Okay,
let me
ask two.
double check about my. Yeah, I got a 0 mind. We're good.
Okay.
I have no mind.
They aren't in your circle, by the way, so you're not getting an additional question.
We're
I,
not in my circle?
that hunter was not in your circle.
Oh, fair
So
enough.
I just wanted you to know that.
That's fair. I was just gonna ask the two. Who's pulling homie strings?
Okay.
And yikes. What's he hoping to get from delivering
This
these
answer is
cards?
upsettingly mundane.
I love it.
Your character is hoping to get paid. The hunter is just a courier. It is not rare if something is dangerous or you're going to a dangerous area or you're dealing with dangerous people. Sometimes you give a courier job to a hunter because you know they can get in and get out and do what they have to do.
Mm.
In terms of who's pulling your character strings, I don't think they give off much of a like a scent or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't know. I don't know if they've even been in like physical contact with the person they hired. I think this is a you grab this thing from this location, deliver it here. We don't actually meet face to face.
Yeah, so the vibe is that, oh, you hired a scary looking man to go into a scary looking place to
Yes.
deliver a mysterious thing. Got it.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes. Unfortunately, very opaque.
Well, no, like that just in Billy's head, that means like this person can't be that scary if they're hiring a scary looking guy to go into this place. If they were
Yeah.
truly scary, they'd be able to do it themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Billy's cool with visiting whatever the thing is. if you're cool with it, Max.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you all head to the address?
Riley, you cool with it?
Oh, Riley.
Char, your mic isn't working.
Oh
Or
no.
so- there it is. You're back.
I was just about to say, is there a way for us to communicate with your ghostly friend? I believe they aren't with us anymore.
No, they just kind of go off on their own and follow people sometimes. That's just kind of what they do. They'll be back. Who knows? Maybe they're going the same place we're going. They do that a
Excellent.
lot. They like to be sneaky. Let's go.
Lead the way.
Yeah.
Let's follow
Alright.
the trail of weirdness.
As you
to
leave the
this
table,
weird
a
place.
tray of drinks show up just as you're leaving.
Oh,
I
I'm
love that.
taking. I'm gonna take one with me. I
Yeah,
will tip
I-
very graciously, and I will take one
I,
with
I
me.
want to say, and Maxine, tell me if this sounds too mean. They might have a certain type of cup for you where it's like, we know Maxine is going to leave with the cup. We know she's going to drop it.
Aw.
It's
It's
a sippy cup.
kind of like a little bit, as nice as they are about it.
But it's like they made it look kind of like still like a cocktail
Yes.
like cup. Like it's like a martini glass, but it's got like a little lid on it.
Yes.
Like,
It's one of those things where it's like we're
and it's
saving
got a little
ourselves future
straw.
work by
Yeah.
by getting these whenever you're around. I think they have it for like not problem customers, but accident prone customers.
It's just like also like it's just somebody's blood that's like been drinking heavily, like
Yes,
real
exactly.
real hard. So
That
it's
is
just like,
literally how they do
you
it.
know me so well, and I will just give them a big old tip. I'm not even thinking. I'm like, I've had a couple at this point, so I probably tip too big. Like,
Dare.
That's why
this
they
is
like me.
still this is still prohibition, like
Yes.
19. Okay.
which is
Yes.
why we're like,
Big tip.
Yeah.
big tip. Don't worry
Yes,
about
this
it.
is
Also,
all-
it's
this is
nighttime.
all
What are you gonna do?
speakeasies.
Yeah,
this is-
cool. I just wanted to be like very clear, like
Yeah,
with Max having a booze,
you're like,
and
you
I'm
shouldn't
like,
do this.
just like
Yeah. Open
Walking
carry laws
outside.
do not exist.
No.
They're not open carry.
They're
Open
worried
bottle.
about the woman whose heels kind of glisten in the street like skin does.
Yeah, you kind of try to stop me, and they're like, "Yo, you shouldn't do this." I'm like, "Don't worry." I lift like my leg a little bit and show that I have like a gun, like on like a holster underneath my dress a little bit. Don't worry. If anybody says anything, I got you.
Oh my.
Worrisome.
All right.
all right, yeah.
Why do I have a cookie? I shouldn't eat this until after the episode. I just grabbed it because it was beside me.
The power of this
Maxine.
character.
I'm
The
like,
power
hold
of this
on, wait a
character is
minute.
overtaking
So I'm
you.
taking my cookie. I'm eating it. Oh, bitch in my ass. I'm eating my cookie.
I think I'll take us into the end then.
Yeah.
As the four of you and your aforementioned compatriots begin to walk to this alley. And I think there is a sense of unease, despite Octavia's readings into it. The reading still caused you some degree of pain, or at least uncomfortability, which does still make, I think, this walk a little uneasy. As you pass, walking, alley into alley, some getting almost feeling labyrinthian, you find this unsuspecting door. And I think on the outside of it, there is a simple letter engraved M. I think you almost, as if these business cards you were given were a key, there is a small, perfectly business card shaped hole for you to enter those cards in. And you all do so. And the door magically clicks and opens. Inside, you see, in this abandoned looking building, something that is lovingly made. There is almost loving recreations of the beds you all had, at least to the extent they were known about you. Octavia's especially, Leon's was made. Abigail's, unfortunately, not so much. You weren't known as well in the time that she had to know you. And like a more human looking bed that was like that was shifted to look like a casket for Peter. inside a couple of guest beds and a note saying, "You tend to bring stragglers, so I made a couple of extra. I'm going to try to find you as soon as I can. Um, she misses you, by the way. M."
What?
So cool. Thank you. Who's M? I don't know what.
Yeah,
This
I
is some
don't.
cool situation
Yo.
you got going on here. Clearly, somebody's looking out for you. I don't know who M is.
Yeah.
Who is this lady? Like I know, but I don't know. Okay, let's be perfectly clear.
Is
That was not
Marguerite.
perfectly clear.
Marguerite is a dear friend of ours. This just coming in here, the smells, the feeling in the air, the sounds, it just feels like we've never left London. It feels like our home. But
Oh, that's what London smells like. Okay.
minus the shit. And sorry, storyteller, what was the last part of that letter that someone was missing or that
She misses you.
oh. That must mean she's nearby. Why isn't she sent us the cards but isn't here waiting for us?
Yeah, what the hell? We got humans walking into bars showing their little teeth to us, but we still talking in riddles.
Oh, did the
over
boys do
here?
the little thing? Did they do the thing?
Yeah, they did the
did
little
the thing.
thing. It was
Okay,
very-
yeah. They do that. It's so
I
funny.
mean, I'm a fan now, but it was a little off-putting.
Have
That's
we
fair.
partied the night away? Is sun almost upon us?
I
Perhaps we may
think
spend the
your
night here?
day,
Or day here?
yeah, I think your night full of exploration, gathering information, in sort of trying to get your bearings, you can almost see the bits of light starting to peek out as the day is starting to begin.
That's no good.
Before like the vampires go to sleep or whatever, can I do a move?
I thought you were gonna say, "Can I mark my territory?"
No. Basically, that's what my move is.
Please.
It's
Can I go
Mark
piss,
of the
girl?
Beast. When you mark a building with your sign or sigils, roll spirit. I can lay claim on the location for the next few days if I hit it. So I'm gonna mark
piss
the
on this
building.
thing.
Marguerite gives this to her friends, and then you're like, "Nah, this is mine now."
Yeah, what the fuck? I'm upset about this.
It's literally like because my job is to protect.
I took it
this
as
is
an
the
act
muscle.
of
They're
protection.
making sure no other big, strong weirdos come and try to fight
Look,
us.
y'all are a
Alright,
bunch
fine.
of newbies
What did
from
you roll?
London who are out of time by like 30 years.
Listen,
Like,
if you
I'm just gonna
were
make
coming
sure-
down the street and you smelled werewolf piss, would you want to go in that room? I don't think
I'm
so.
not gonna pee on the building. Max, I told you I don't do that. I got a 9. Wait, hang
Okay.
on. With spirit, because I keep forgetting to add my modifiers. With my modifier is a 10. Booyah.
All right.
I
So,
can.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, as I'm marking the building, I can sense who's in the building at all times, at least for the next few days. I can control the doors, the locks, and the windows, and I can conceal the building's location or true function. I'm gonna do all 3 of those. So
Billie just walks
Yeah,
away.
I'm good.
Rip.
I'm
Lock it
gonna
up.
I'm gonna conceal the building's true function because Riley's not here yet.
Mm.
And as everyone's like going down for their naps, I'm gonna make sure all the doors, windows, and well, there's no windows.
I mean,
but
you
if
can
there are
lock the
windows,
doors. I'll
lock.
get in.
Yeah, I'm locking everything up. This room's on lockdown, and now that I know who's in it, plus the Riley, like as long as I can sense who's in it, then I'm good. Basically,
Okay.
I'm on alert right now.
Okay. What does it look like? Like, is it a like almost like you have like a tag similar to graffiti? Like, I'm curious as what this
My
looks like for
mark?
you. Yes.
So it's gonna be like a tag, like a graffiti tag. But instead of like any kind of artwork, because Billie's not super artistic, but they are really good at drawing one thing. And the only thing they're really good at drawing is like a picture of a budding rose. And so they're going to tag a rose on the door.
Okay. And I think you leave that on the door. You see the sun begin to come up, and we see our vampires lay down for the night. Well, lay down for the day. And I think we see somewhere else a hunter delivering a note into a undescript building. They don't go in, they just slide it under the door. They turn around and leave. Riley, do you step inside that building?
Yeah. Fuck it.
Beautiful.
I'll just like I'll wait until he like leaves, and then I'll just slowly like not through the door. I'll just sort of like stand next to the wall, almost like inconspicuously leaning against it, and then I'll just step through the wall.
All right. So I think you find yourself in terms of area, the hub of the university. As you peek your head in, you look in and you see a group of people sort of sitting around discussing things. There's a lot of almost clocks, hourglasses decorating the various room. And you hear the order of time stands for no man comes for our monthly meeting. It seems like we've actually done something interesting this month. Instead, while we have not figured out the cure for death, we have found someone who might help. And you hear, or you see, like murmuring as they all sort of turn, and you see a woman. You've seen her all before. She's sort of, I think, knocking back a swig and having a bit of a smoke. Yeah, well, sorry, found out my friends are back, so gotta go take care of that real quick. We can talk about the immortality later. And on that note, we will end tonight's episode.
Oh my goodness. He's back.
Yay!
It's all been worth it.
We're
Yes.
back,
We'll
baby.
make it.
Oh my goodness.
All right, and I don't have a solid way to take us out. They're
I got you. I got
beautiful.
you.
Thank you, my hero.
Thank you all so very much for joining us for this extra special birthday episode.
Yay!
Happy birthday!
The birthday girl did so good. Your viewership means the world to us, and I hope you had a good time. If you did, and you want to show your support, the best way to do so is by heading on over to patreon.com/tabletop-titties. When you become a patron, you get access to a whole bunch of super cool things like behind the scenes stuff. We're going to do our after show and talk about all the cool things. You also get polls to affect the game. You get bonus episodes and miniseries and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. So definitely go and check that out. Like I said before, we also have merch if you want to go and buy some for yourself or maybe gift it to a friend. You can do that all over at tabletoptitties.threadless.com. You can also follow us on social media at tabletoptitties. And if you use the hashtag TTTitties, you might get an NPC named after you, and that's always super fun. And lastly, you can find all of this information on our website as well, and that is tabletoptitties.com. And remember, when we say titties, it is with double D's. I'm gonna eat my cookie now.
Bye.
Bye.